Welcome back to our channel, Valuable Coins Hub. These rare $quarter coins make people rich. Let's find out why. Don't miss out one of these who know a single coin could make you rich. Number 1. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that most people see as ordinary, but it hides a surprising and thrilling secret that could change how you look at your pocket change forever. You don't want to blink or miss a single second of this, because the coin we're talking about today is none other than the 1966 United States $quarter. Yes, that one simple coin you've probably passed by a dozen times before might just be worth more than you ever imagined. Now, listen to me carefully, because if you're a collector or just someone who loves finding value in everyday things, this is one of those coins you need to pay attention to. There's something uniquely special about the 1966 quarter that makes it a true treasure in the world of US coins. Let's start with a little bit of background magic. The year 1966 was right in the heart of a huge shift in American coinage. Just 2 years before, in 1964, the U.S. Mint stopped making quarters with real silver. So by 1966, people were still adjusting to this big change, and guess what? That confusion and transition period led to some very interesting outcomes for collectors today. This particular quarter was made without silver, but don't let that fool you. Its value isn't just in what it's made of. It's in the details, the condition, and the rare minting surprises that came out of this era. One of the most fascinating things about the 1966 quarter is that it doesn't have a mint mark. That's right, no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, and no P for Philadelphia. Why? Because during the mid-1960s, the mint temporarily removed mint marks to discourage coin hoarding. And that decision makes the 1966 quarter a little more mysterious, and even more appealing for collectors. But here's where it gets even more exciting. Some 1966 quarters were struck with minting errors. Small mistakes that now make those coins incredibly rare and valuable. We're talking about off-center strikes, double die obverse coins, misaligned dies, and even coins struck on the wrong planchets. These errors weren't supposed to happen. But when they did, they created some truly one-of-a-kind pieces. Imagine owning a 1966 quarter that has a double image on the front, or one where the rim is missing or off-centered. That kind of mistake doesn't lower the value, it explodes it. That's what collectors dream of finding. And here's a collector tip that could help you land a gem. Always check the edges. A normal 1966 quarter should have a copper-nickel-clad rim. But if you see something unusual, like a solid silver edge or no color at all, it might mean the coin was struck on the wrong material, which is extremely rare and valuable. Also, examine the lettering. Look closely at the word Liberty, or In God We Trust, and the date. If you notice any doubling, distortion, or strange spacing, don't toss that coin. That could be a valuable error coin just waiting to be discovered. Collectors love coins with character. Coins that tell a story. Coins that came out a little different than expected. And the 1966 quarter fits right into that category when you find one in excellent condition or with one of those rare minting errors. Now imagine walking into a coin show or auction with a high-grade 1966 quarter that has an off-center strike or a double die error. Collectors and dealers will want it, and they'll pay good money for it too. In recent auctions, some rare examples of this coin have sold for hundreds and even thousands, depending on their condition and rarity. We're talking about coins being sold for more than $2,000 in cities like Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles. Online auctions have seen bids rise fast when a clean, sharp 1966 quarter with the right error hits the stage. These aren't just collector items. They're investment opportunities. That's why I always say, check your pocket change, check your old jars, and ask your family members if they've got any quarters from the 1960s lying around. Because one little overlooked coin could turn into something big and exciting. Collectors are always on the lookout for that perfect 1966 quarter with sharp details, smooth surfaces, and no signs of wear. If you find one like that, protect it, hold on to it, or even get it professionally graded. It could be your ticket to an amazing payday. And now for the part everyone wants to hear. The original value of this coin was just 25 cents when it was minted. That's right, just one quarter. But in today's market, depending on its condition and any rare errors, it could be worth over $3,000. That's the magic of coin collecting. My friends, you start with something simple, and with knowledge and a little luck, you find value beyond imagination. So if you've enjoyed today's treasure hunt into the world of the 1966 quarter, make sure you tap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a chance to discover something amazing from your change. Number 2. We're about to uncover the secrets of one of the most overlooked coins in everyday circulation, the 1973 United States quarter dollar. Now don't scroll away or blink because this coin holds way more than meets the eye. There's something incredibly thrilling about discovering value in the unexpected, and this 1973 quarter is a shining example of just that. If you're a coin collector or someone just getting into the world of rare coins, you need to hear this all the way through. At first glance, the 1973 quarter looks just like any other regular coin you might use to grab a snack from a vending machine or drop into a parking meter. But don't be fooled by its simple appearance. This little coin has a fascinating backstory that makes it a favorite among serious collectors. It was struck during a time of great consistency in American coinage, but even in a year where no big redesign happened, special things slipped through the cracks. You see, in 1973, the U.S. Mint didn't release any quarters for general circulation from the San Francisco Mint. Only proof coins were made there. So if you ever come across a 1973 quarter in your pocket change, that's your first clue something rare has just landed in your hand. But it gets even better. Some 1973 quarters have been found with incredible minting errors that make collectors go wild. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchets entirely. Can you imagine finding a 1973 quarter that was struck on a dime blank? That kind of mistake doesn't just raise eyebrows. It raises auction prices too. These minting errors are not just rare. They're practically treasures in disguise. And here's where collectors really need to listen closely. If you find a 1973 quarter that looks a little odd, maybe the letters look thicker or shadowed, or the date seems to have a double outline, you might be staring at a double die error. Those are worth examining under magnification and could be worth way more than anyone expects. Check for quarters that are missing ridges on the edge too. That could be a broad strike error, where the coin wasn't held properly during minting and expanded past its normal shape. These are collector magnets and they don't show up often. And don't forget to look for off-center strikes, where the design is shifted to one side. Even a slight misalignment could turn your average quarter into something coin dealers line up to buy. Now here's a powerful tip for all my fellow collectors out there. Always store your finds safely, especially if they look different in any way. Even a small scratch-free 1973 quarter in perfect condition is valuable simply because high-grade versions are getting harder to find. The ones that have been sitting untouched in collections or safely stored away since the 70s are the ones grabbing attention at shows and auctions today. Check your family's old jars, safe boxes, or childhood piggy banks. You never know where a clean 1973 quarter might be hiding, just waiting to shine under the spotlight. And when you do find one in amazing shape, think about getting it graded by a trusted service. A professional grade can make all the difference when you bring your coin to market and want the highest offer. Collectors across the country, from cities like Dallas to Seattle and even in big auction houses in New York, are looking for these rare examples to complete their sets or add a special piece with a story to their collection. You don't need to be a millionaire to find value in coins. You just need a keen eye and a little curiosity. And the 1973 quarter is one of those hidden gems that's still out there, quietly waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. And now, for the part you've been waiting for. The original value of this coin, of course, was just 25 cents when it was minted, but depending on its condition, mint mark, and any rare error, a 1973 quarter has sold for more than $2,500 in auctions across the United States. That's right. A small, ordinary-looking coin from 50 years ago could now bring you a big return, just for knowing what to look for. So don't forget, check your change, ask your parents or grandparents if they still have their old coins, and always look twice before spending that quarter. Your next treasure might be in your very own pocket. Number 3, we're about to reveal the story behind a coin that might seem common at first glance, but could turn out to be one of the most thrilling discoveries hiding right in your pocket. We're talking about the United States quarter dollar from the year 1977. Yes, that simple little coin you've probably seen or even spent before. But believe me, once you know what makes it so special, you'll never look at it the same way again. So stay with me till the end because this coin has surprises that every serious collector dreams about, and you don't want to miss a single detail. Now, the 1970s was a time of change and character in American coinage, And the 1977 quarter came right in the middle of that era. These coins were struck using copper-nickel clad over a copper core, just like many others. But this particular year produced a few unexpected and rare minting errors that transformed regular coins into valuable collector's items. And that's where things get thrilling. Imagine holding a 1977 quarter that was struck off-center, or one where the image is doubled slightly, giving it a mysterious shadow effect on the date or lettering. These are the kinds of minting mistakes that turn a 25-cent coin into something collectors will pay real money for at auctions. Now here's something every collector should pay attention to. One of the most sought-after types of error on the 1977 quarter is the double die obverse. That's when the design on the front of the coin, like George Washington's profile or the words, "In God We Trust," gets stamped twice by accident, creating a ghost-like effect. And yes, those are extremely valuable and very rare. There are also quarters from this year with clipped planchets, coins that were cut incorrectly and have a small chunk missing from the edge. Far from being damaged, these are actually highly collectible because they came out of the mint that way. And then we've got the broad strike errors. These coins are larger and look flatter around the edges because they were struck without the collar that holds them in place. That gives them a really unique look and makes them easy to spot if you know what to look for. So next time you see a 1977 quarter, don't just flip it into the coin jar. Take a moment to examine it closely. Check for those odd shapes, the doubled images, the missing details, or even unusual textures on the coin's surface. If you've got a magnifying glass at home, use it. Look closely at the date and the words, especially around the edges and on Washington's face. Little differences could mean a big discovery. Collectors from all across the country are looking for high-grade examples of the 1977 quarter with these types of errors. Coin shows in places like Las Vegas and Dallas have seen rare 1977 quarters getting serious attention from dealers and buyers alike. And even better, online auctions on sites like eBay and Heritage Auctions have seen bidding wars break out over the best quality error coins from 1977. This isn't just a hobby, it's a passion, and the demand for rare quarters from this era is only growing every year. So here's my advice for every collector out there. Whether you're just starting or already deep into the hobby, go through your collection carefully. Look at those old jars and boxes in the attic or basement. Ask your relatives if they still have their old coin stash lying around somewhere. You might be holding something truly special without even realizing it. And remember, condition matters. A 1977 quarter that's clean, shiny, and uncirculated is already more desirable than a worn one. But if that perfect condition coin also has an error, you've struck coin collecting gold. Protect your finds. If you see anything unusual, don't clean it. Store it in a soft holder and think about getting it professionally graded. That could boost its value even more and help you understand exactly what kind of treasure you've uncovered. Collectors are always chasing the next great find, and the 1977 quarter has proven time and again to be a coin worth chasing. And now here's the part you've all been waiting for. When this quarter was first minted, its original value was just 25 cents. That's it, just one quarter. But today, depending on the condition and rarity of its error, it has been known to sell for over $3,500 in coin auctions across the United States. Imagine that. Something so small and familiar, turning into something rare and valuable just because of how it was made. That's the magic of coin collecting, my friends. So if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap that bell icon so you never miss another chance to learn about rare coins that could be hiding right under your nose. Number 4. We dig through the past and uncover treasures that are hiding right under our noses. This time we're shining the spotlight on a coin that might just surprise you with its value and history, so stay with me till the very end because what I'm about to share could be the key to unlocking a big discovery in your coin collection. Today we're talking about the United States of America quarter dollar from the year 1983, and let me tell you, this coin is far from ordinary. It might look like your average everyday pocket change, but there's a reason collectors everywhere are scrambling to get their hands on the right 1983 quarter. And once you understand why, you'll start checking every quarter you come across with brand new eyes. Now, here's the thrilling part. The 1983 quarter was struck during a year when the US Mint did something unusual. They didn't produce any official mint sets that year. That means no uncirculated coin sets from the government for collectors, and that small detail changed Everything it meant that the only way to get a high-quality 1983 quarter was to find one in circulation and keep it in great shape, which is incredibly difficult because of that most 1983 quarters were heavily used in daily transactions and wore out quickly, which makes finding one in near-perfect condition today extremely rare, and that's where the excitement begins for collectors like you and me. But the story doesn't stop there. Some 1983 quarters also have fascinating mint errors that increase their value dramatically. We're talking about double die errors, missing clad layers, off-center strikes, and even coins struck on the wrong planchets. Every one of these makes the 1983 quarter even more desirable and valuable. One of the most famous versions is the 1983 P quarter with a double die reverse. On this coin, the word e pluribus unum appears with noticeable doubling, especially when viewed under magnification. This error isn't just rare, it's highly sought after by collectors across the country, and it's one of those little details that could turn a regular coin into something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So what should you be looking for if you want to find a valuable 1983 quarter? First off, check the condition. If the coin still has its original luster and sharp details on Washington's profile and the eagle on the reverse, it could already be worth more than face value. Next, examine the lettering and the edges. Look for anything unusual like a thick rim, missing ridges, or a strange texture. If the surface looks strange or one side seems off-center, that's a possible mint error, and those kinds of mistakes are what every collector dreams of. Also be on the lookout for quarters missing the outer nickel layer, exposing the copper core underneath. These are called missing clad layer errors, and they are very rare. For 1983 quarters, some of these have sold in big auctions in cities like Chicago and Philadelphia, with collectors competing hard to add them to their collection. Another great tip: if you think you've got a 1983 quarter that looks unusual, don't clean it, keep it safe, store it in a soft coin holder or flip, and consider getting it graded by a trusted company. A professional grade can verify your coin's condition and make it more attractive in the collector's market. This year is especially exciting for coin shows and online auctions because more and more people are starting to realize the value of coins from the early 80s, and the 1983 quarter is right at the center of that growing interest. Collectors want it, dealers want it, and the demand is rising. Imagine walking into a coin convention in Las Vegas or a rare currency auction in New York holding a flawless or error-filled 1983 quarter. You'd be surprised how many heads would turn and how many people would ask to take a closer look. That's the power of a hidden treasure. And here's the best part: this coin's original value when it was minted was just 25 cents, only a single quarter. But today, depending on its condition and type of error, a rare 1983 quarter has sold for more than $5,000 in major auctions and private sales across the United States. That's why we love the world of coin collecting, because what looks ordinary could be extraordinary when you know what to look for. Number 5 and last coin. We're diving into a piece of American history that changed everything, a coin that many people pass off as common but could actually be hiding a small fortune if you know what to look for. So stay with me till the very end, because we're about to unlock the secrets of the 1965 United States quarter dollar, and trust me, you don't want to miss a single second of this. Now, the year 1965 was no ordinary time in U.S. coin history. This was the year the government made a major change. A shift that collectors and historians still talk about today. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver, but starting that year, everything changed. The U.S. Mint stopped using silver in quarters and introduced the copper nickel-clad composition, and this change made the 1965 quarter the very first in a brand new era, and that's exactly why this coin holds so much interest for collectors. The 1965 quarter is the starting point of the modern quarter we know today, but because of the timing and the transition, there were a few rare mistakes that happened during the minting process, and those mistakes turned some of these coins into pure gold for collectors. Now here's where things get really interesting. During that silver to clad transition, some leftover silver planchets from 1964 were accidentally used to strike 1965 quarters. That means a few very lucky 1965 quarters were actually made of silver, even though they weren't supposed to be. Those are extremely rare and insanely valuable. Imagine holding a 1965 quarter that sounds different, feels different, and weighs just slightly more because it's made of silver instead of copper nickel. That kind of error doesn't just happen every day, and when it does, those coins can fetch big money from serious collectors across the country. But wait, there's more. Some 1965 quarters have been found with other unique errors like double die obverse, which means the front of the coin was struck twice, causing the date and letters to appear doubled. Also, there are known examples with off-center strikes where the design is pushed toward one edge, or broad-struck quarters that look slightly oversized with missing ridges around the edge. Every one of these rare minting mistakes adds value and interest to your coin, and if you find one in high grade with little or no wear, that's when the price starts climbing. So here's a tip for every collector out there: always pay attention to the weight of your 1965 quarters. A standard clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but a silver planchet quarter will weigh around 6.25 grams. If you've got a coin scale at home, this is one of the quickest ways to check Also listen to the sound when you drop the coin gently on a hard surface. Clad quarters have a dull ring, but silver coins give off a high-pitched ping. It's a small detail, but collectors swear by it, and it can make a big difference when hunting for the real deal. If you're examining a 1965 quarter, look closely at the rims. A silver coin might show no copper color on the edge, and that's a huge clue. Plus, always inspect the details on the front and back with a magnifying glass. If you see any doubling or strange spacing in the letters, it might be a double die error, which is a jackpot in coin collecting. Collectors across cities like Los Angeles and Chicago have been paying strong prices at coin shows for high-grade 1965 quarters, especially the rare silver planchet ones, and even online platforms like eBay and Heritage auctions have seen intense bidding wars over these coins when certified by grading companies like PCGS or NGC. So my advice to you is this: check your pocket change, check old coin jars, check the coins passed down from family members. You never know when you might stumble upon one of these rare 1965 quarters just waiting to be discovered, and when you do find one, don't clean it, keep it safe and protected, and if you believe it's rare or in exceptional condition, definitely get it graded, because that could turn your find into a high-value collectible. Collectors are always on the lookout for the first coins of a new era, and that's exactly what the 1965 quarter represents. It's more than just a coin, it's a turning point in American numismatic history, and that alone makes it incredibly appealing and in demand. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. The original face value of this coin was just 25 cents. Yes, just a simple quarter, but depending on its condition and whether it's made from a silver planchet or features a rare minting error, some 1965 quarters have sold for over $7,500 in auctions and private sales across the United States. So don't overlook what's in your hands. That simple quarter from 1965 could be your next big find. Thanks so much for being here today and taking the time to learn something truly exciting about a coin that still has collectors buzzing to this day. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more about coins that could be hiding right in your own home, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications, because we've got plenty more treasure to uncover together. Until next time, keep checking your change, keep learning, and keep that passion for collecting alive. Happy hunting and good luck out there.